right, so I think today we got something you already know how to do.
Oh, boy.
This whole chapter is rational expressions. Rational, what does that come from? What word? Ratio. What's a ratio?
Fraction.
Fraction. So today really all we're going to be doing is simplifying stuff like, you can do that, right?
Yeah.
You have to look for something that's common in both of those. What factor is common to both of those?
2.
2. You could use 2. Divide by 2, divide by 2, what do you get? 15 over 24. She says 3. Divide by 3. Divide by 3, what does that give us? 5 over 8. I don't think we can go any further than 5 over 8.
Mm-hmm.
If by chance you went back here, what goes into both 30 and 48?
6.
You could divide by 6 right away. 30 divided by 6 is 5. 48 divided by 6 is 8. So either way, it doesn't matter what you reduce by, as long as top and bottom have the same factor. So eventually, you keep dividing factors out until you can't go any farther. And you can either do that all at once, or you can do it a little at a time, right? So what about if I throw a few letters in there? 9x, y, 3. 15x squared, y squared. Well, I would just do one little piece at a time. You have 9 over 15. What do those both divide by? 3. Divide by 3. Divide by 3. What does that give you?
3 over 5.
3 over 5. What about the x squared and the x? We assume that one has an exponent of 1. I have 1x on top, 2 x's on the bottom. Do you remember the rule from algebra that said you just subtract the exponents?
Yep.
Do you remember that?
No.
2 take away 1? What is 2 take away 1?
1.
1. And your answer goes in the place whatever had the biggest power of x. So right here, this is bigger than this one. So your answer, that 1x, when we subtract it, it goes in the bottom because the biggest x is in the bottom. How about the y's? Y to the third, y squared. What's 3 take away 2? 1, and the bigger one is on top, so it goes on top of my answer. Remember that? You do? Good. So I think that would just be our final answer then, right? 3y over 5x. What else do we have there? Oh, isn't this fun? How about this? How about 24 s to the 4 t to the third, 24 s to the 4 t to the third over. Boy, I did a crappy job erasing up there. I think I need to be fired. We have to rehire our old board cleaner. 32s t to the fifth. So what do we have for the number part? What goes into 24 and 32?
8.
8 divided by 8 divided by 8. What do you get for that part? 24 divided by 8 is?
3 over 4.
32 divided by 8 is 4. Now look at the s's. Remember, if there's nothing there, we assume it's a 1. What's 4 take away 1? 3. Where was the bigger s? Top. So it goes on top in our answer. How about the t's?
Bigger on the bottom.
Bigger on the bottom. 5 take away 3 is?
2.
And big one on the bottom. So, like that. Agree? Oh, good so far? How about something like 5x over 4y squared? We better go over here. 5x over 4y squared. And then there's a parenthesis. And it's a 2y over x squared. And it's raised to the third power. Well, wait a minute. I think I need to back up a little bit. There was one that looks like this. And when you have an exponent outside of the parentheses, you have to remember that that exponent goes with everything inside, right? Every single thing. So on bottom, this is 3 squared. What is 3 squared? Right. On top, I have t to the third squared. Square means times by itself. How many t's all together? 9. T to the what? T to the what?
6.
Is he right?
Yes.
T to the 6. I have 3 and 3 more. Because remember, that's t, that's t to the third. How many will I have all together? 6. So the rule for this one was, it still goes with the 2. We still have to square it. But when you have a power to a power, you multiply those, right? So 3 times 2 is 6. Same thing over here, except when we're done, we're going to have to multiply by the stuff out here. This 3 goes with all of those. We're going to leave the 5x over 4y squared. We'll leave that alone. And we're going to raise the parentheses to the third power. What's 2 to the third power? And don't say 6. 2 to the third power means 2 times 2 times 2. 8, right? 2 times 2 is 4. 4 times 2 is 8. So 2 to the third is 8. This right here, y to the third over x to the 6th. Power to a power, you multiply those exponents. So that's 6. Now what? Well, I think I would first, what's 5 times 8? 40. And on bottom I have a 4. Here I have an x and a y to the third. Here I have a y to the second and an x to the 6th. They're not in order, but oh well. How about this right here?
Divided by 4.
What is 40 over 4?
10.
10? 40 over 4 is 10. They're not, here I have an x to the 6th and an x. Doesn't matter what order they're in, it's all multiplying. Assume this is a 1. X to the 6th, x to the 1st. Subtract those. He says bottom. Biggest one's on the bottom. I better make a bottom then. What about these?
And y on the top.
How many?
1.
Just 1. 3 take away 2 is to the 1st, and the bigger one's on top. So, like that? Like that? Like that? Like that? Should I do any more? Should I do any more? You think you got it? You're going to fall and crack your head open. You're going to get blood on my carpet. If you fall and crack your head open and get blood on my carpet, you're going to have to clean it up before you go to the nurse.
I probably not gonna lie. I laughed and then I asked if we were okay.
So, are we good? Are we good? Should we do about 38 more of those? How many more? You've got it. Anybody with questions?
Like 10 of them.
Well, you're going to do like 10 of them times 2.
Oh, no.
Anybody with questions? Do you have questions? Are there any questions? Does anyone have a question? We're really close to the other class. Page 213, we're on. WE 1 to 56. Oh. Oh, wait. Here, I'll make it a little easier for you. There. It's always easier with a smiley face. If you don't like that one, look up here. There's another smile. Brooklyn. You seem underwhelmed. Not impressed.
You get stickers with